Good morning. Today is February 29th. It's the last day of the month of February. And try not to spill my coffee. Daily in the Word, right? So I have my Bible here. I have praying through the names of God here. Today I'm on page 131. The name of the Lord that I'm looking at today is JEHOVAH MAUZZI, and it's backwards. And then I'm going to read Deuteronomy 12 and 13. Deuteronomy 12 and 13. Just noticing I didn't put a star on yesterday's. Okay. So, JEHOVAH MAUZZI, the Lord my fortress, Lord Jehovah, my strength and my fortress, MAUZZI, my refuge in time of distress. To you the nations will come from the ends of the earth and say, our ancestors possessed nothing but false gods, worthless idols that did them no good. That's Jeremiah 16:19. That's not King James. Read it in this King James. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. So JEHOVAH MAUZZI, you are my strength and my fortress, my refuge in time of distress. To you the nations will come from the ends of the earth and declare that their ancestors possessed nothing but false gods, worthless idols that did them no good. The Bible says they cannot see, they cannot hear, they cannot talk, they cannot walk. They don't breathe. They're not alive. They're just something that a man carved with his hands. They will acknowledge you as the one true God, the fortress who stands higher and longer than all man-made fortresses, because you are the greatest eternal God. In confession, JEHOVAH MAUZZI, I bless your name, for you are my wall of defense, my ready-made protection, and my fortress. In you I find relief from my trials and tribulations. Forgive me for not praising you as I should, for protecting me from so many dangers over the many years. You have prevented events and situations that would have harmed me. You kept them from reaching me. Yet I have not adored or worshipped you in gratitude for being my fortress as I should have. Excuse me. In thanksgiving, JEHOVAH MAUZZI, my fortress and my God, thank you for already knowing what to do. You already know what's going to happen to me, and you are directing my steps in your great kingdom plan. Thank you for your strength, wisdom, power, and protection. Because of you, JEHOVAH MAUZZI, I do not fear the many things I would fear apart from faith in you. Because of you, I'm able to enjoy my life, assured of your presence and your refuge and your provision. You are my strength when I am weary, and I thank you for infusing me with your strong presence. In supplication, Jehovah MAUZZI, or MAUZZI, Jehovah MAUZZI, let your name be praised in all the lands. Give new missionaries a desire to go into the world to tell of your great protection. Bring the nations to you, that they may know you and see that the gods and idols they've trusted in have led them only into destruction. Give me wisdom to know the best way to contribute in my community and in my country to glorify your name. Jehovah MAUZZI, and to spread the word of your protection. Give me boldness and opportunities to make a difference on earth for your kingdom so that many people can experience you as their fortress. Where did I say? Did I say 12:13 today? Yeah, 12:13. So, these are the statutes and the judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it all the days that you live upon the earth. Chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. Verse 3, and ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down their groves, hew down their graven images of their gods, and destroy the names of them out of that place. Ye shall not do so unto the Lord your God, but unto the place which the Lord your God shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come.
This is a reminder. Linda Scan Sensor.
And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes and heave offerings of your hand and your vows and your freewill offerings and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the Lord your God, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your households wherein the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. For ye are not as yet come to the rest and to the inheritance which the Lord your God giveth you. But when ye go over Jordan, and dwell in the land which the Lord your God giveth you to inherit, and when he giveth you rest from all your enemies round about, so that ye dwell in safety, then there shall be a place which the Lord your God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes, and your heave offerings of your hand, and all your choice vows, which ye vow unto the Lord. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord your God, ye and your sons and your daughters, and your men servants and your maid servants, and the Levite that is within your gates, forasmuch as he hath no part nor inheritance with you. Take heed to thyself, that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest, but in the place which the Lord shall choose in one of thy tribes, there thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, according to the blessings of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof, as of the roebuck and as of the hart. Only ye shall not eat the blood, ye shall pour it upon the earth as water. Thou mayest not eat within thy gates the tithe of thy corn, or of thy wine, or of thy oil, or the firstlings of thy herds, or of thy flocks, nor any of thy vows which thou vowest, nor thy freewill offerings, or heave offerings of thine hand. But thou must eat them before the Lord thy God in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. Thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant and the Levite that is within thy gates, and thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God in all that thou puttest thine hands unto. Again it says, take heed to thyself that thou forsake not the Levite as long as thou livest upon the earth, when the Lord thy God shall enlarge thy border as he hath promised thee. And thou shalt say, I will eat flesh, because thy soul longeth to eat flesh. Thou mayest eat flesh, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. If the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then thou shalt kill of thy herd and of thy flock which the Lord hath given thee, as I have commanded thee, and thou shalt eat in thy gates whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Even as the roebuck and the hart is eaten, so thou shalt eat them. The unclean and the clean shall eat of them alike. Only be sure that thou eat not the blood, for the blood is the life, and thou mayest not eat the life with the flesh. Thou shalt not eat it, thou shalt pour it upon the earth as water. Thou shalt not eat it, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Lord. Only thy holy things which thou hast, and thy vows, thou shalt take, and go unto the place which the Lord shall choose. And thou shalt offer thy burnt offering, the flesh and the blood, upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and the blood of the sacrifice shall be poured out upon the altar of the Lord thy God, and thou shalt eat the flesh. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee forever, when thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Lord thy God, when the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Again it says, take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods. Whatever thing soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it. And that's the end of chapter 12. Get a drink. Talking makes my mouth dry. Chapter 13. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after the Lord your God, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him. And that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams, shall be put to death, because he hath spoken to you to turn you away from the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, to thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commandeth thee to walk in. So thou shalt put the evil away from the midst of thee. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, or thy wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thine own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, Let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy father, namely, of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from the one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto them, nor hearken unto them, neither shall thine eye pity them, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal them, but thou shalt kill them. Thy hand shall be first upon them to put them to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. And thou shalt stone him with stones, that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. If thou shalt hear say in one of thy cities, which the Lord thy God hath given thee to dwell there, saying, Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their city, saying, Let us go and serve other gods which ye have not known. Then thou shalt inquire, and make search, and ask diligently, and behold, if it be true, and the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought among you, thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. And thou shalt gather all the spoil of it into the midst of the street thereof, and shall burn with fire the city, and all the spoil thereof, every whit, for the Lord thy God, and it shall be a heap forever. It shall not be built again, and there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to thy hand, that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and show thee mercy, and have compassion upon thee, and multiply thee, as he has sworn unto thy fathers, when thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep all his commandments, which I command thee this day, to do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord thy God. So, it is a capital crime to bring a false idol into Israel, to the land that they will possess, and to worship a false idol in the coasts of Israel. It is a capital crime. God says anybody that does that will be put to death. And if there's a city full of people that do it, that city is to be destroyed. Everything in it is to be destroyed. Everything that breathes is to be killed, and all the possessions of that city are to be heaped in a pile in the center of the city and burned with fire. And the city is to be abandoned and never built again. So much for diversity. It's not scriptural. So much is to observe the custom and cultures of other peoples. It's not scriptural. It depends on the customs and the culture. You know, the food, maybe some of the clothing, as long as it's modest, it's fine, you know. But not anything that rebels against God and is against God. Those customs, those practices, no. And that's the end of today's reading. It didn't take very long. 20 minutes. I'm enjoying my coffee. I'm already observing St. Patrick's Day, the holiday in March. I got several things that are shamrocky. Green is normally not my color, but I will wear it in March. And then, see? Shamrocks on my legs. Shamrocks on my socks. And I got my green earrings on. So, happy St. Patrick's Day. It's a bit early. 18 days early, but that's okay. Some people will get their green out once a year and wear it just on St. Patrick's Day. But I'm like, well, why spend all that money and wear something one day a year? That's pretty ridiculous. So I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to wear it in the month of March. Trying to get the wrinkles out of my shirt. It's all wrinkly. Okay, well, I'm going to turn this off and upload it, and daily in the Word. Every single day. Like I said, it didn't even take long. God gives me 24 hours, and I've spent 23 minutes with Him. This isn't it. Where's it at? Oh, it's over here. Today's the 29th. And I read Deuteronomy 12 and 13. And I can put my star on here. Here's my star. So, January, finished January, and I finished February, 2 months, daily in the Word. You see I got a star missing here where the circle is. I did do my reading that day. I didn't skip it, but it was past midnight when I finished it, which is what it says. Probably can't read it. I was at the church retreat, and we played games on, I think that was a Friday night. And I got back to the room and I started my daily in the Word reading. And when I finished, I looked up at the clock and it was after midnight. So I want to be daily that day. I want to do that little portion every day on the day. Last year, I did finish reading the Bible through last year, but many times I was catching up, especially on the weekends. I wouldn't do the weekends. And then I would be catching up on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And, I don't want to do that. Daily. My goal is to be daily. Okay. That's why I call all these recordings, when I record them, and I got to give them a title. I give them the title, Daily in the Word. And this is going to be my Daily in the Word for February 29th. So let me push stop and get it uploaded.